What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner. I'm out here right now trying to get Gizmo, the snowflake hating dog, to learn how to use the bathroom outside. He had a relapse this morning, and I had to go ahead and show him what not to do. He does good sometimes, and then he breaks down. And the other day, I took him to get a haircut, and he came back out looking just like he did when he went in. And I asked the people, well, what is this? They said, well, your dog was a little feisty. He wasn't trying to get a haircut. So all they did was gave him a little wash and a blow dry. And I mean, he still had bangs. He was out there looking like Mick Jagger. The hair was all the way down like this. He had to look at me like this, you know, like he had a visor on. So I had to clip it a little bit myself. Hopefully I didn't make him look too bad. He don't want to go to school on his first day looking ridiculous and all the kids laugh at him. But anyway, speaking of laughing at somebody, Howard Schultz, the Starbucks guy, I just watched a town hall meeting. And, you know, I will say this. The Democrats, they definitely need to take note, okay? See, if they had a candidate like Howard Schultz, they might have a better shot at even competing with President Trump, because at least he doesn't sound crazy. I mean, I was listening to him. I disagree with a lot of his policies, but he doesn't come across radical and crazy and far out, and as somebody who just wants to unravel everything about America. And see, the Democrats, they're in a situation now where the loony left is controlling their party, and Howard Schultz is a businessman. All he's doing is saying, I see a niche market. While these two knuckles, right now, he's Dropbox, he's Netflix, he's looking and saying, okay, you got the theater, and you got these big blockbuster video places. How can I slide in and find a market that ain't nobody paying attention to? And so here he comes saying, hey, look, I'm not too far left, not too far right, somewhere in the middle. And the Democrats, they're not getting that. They're saying, let's push every single one of our candidates far left as we can. Even old man, you know, creepy Joe Biden. They don't want him to get in because they don't feel he's far left enough. First of all, he's a white man. He's old, and they want to push him far left if he comes in at all. And so here comes Howard Schultz. Now, I disagree with a lot of his policies. I can tell, first of all, he doesn't like Donald Trump. And he's riding in on this whole, I'm riding in on this morality thing, and I'm bringing some morality to the whole argument. I'm not interested in all of that stuff. And what I mean by that, he's talking about character. You know, I mean, the guy in the White House, I guess he got a problem with his character. Now, since Trump has been in office, he hasn't said anything wild, crazy, none of that stuff. We know Trump was an entertainer. We know he was a guy from Brooklyn, and, you know, he tells it like it is. And he's still telling it like it is, but he's doing it with a little bit more tact because he does realize he's the president. Now, some of the policies that Schultz supports, I can't get with. He doesn't like the tax break that Trump gave to jumpstart the economy. He doesn't think the economy is doing as well as it really is. I'm like, what are you talking about? Do you think we're fudging the numbers? Huh, Howie? You know? And then he did say he supports the troops. He did say he was against third trimester abortions, but he is pro-choice, which all the people applauded. Now, see, the Democrats, they should be somewhere right now writing down some notes like, okay, what makes people go, yay? Well, when he said he was against, you know, third trimester abortions, everybody said, yay. Now, he knows that he's going to take it to the chin when it comes down to a lot of Republican voters who are going to hear that he's pro-choice. But at least he's not so far out there like the left to say we can take a full-blown baby and terminate it. So he's finding that niche market, but the Dems, they're not taking notes. They're in class sleeping right now. That's what they're doing. Yeah, they're working on another project, not paying attention. Yeah, and then when it's time to present, they're going to come out with the same old crazy sounding stuff and wonder why people don't want to vote for them. He definitely said if Bernie Sanders runs against Trump, Trump's going to win. And I agree, because everybody knows that Bernie is like the nutty professor. He's like the guy in Back to the Future. You know, I mean, he's running around with the wild hair and talking completely nuts when it comes down to socialism and Medicare for all. Schultz is he's against Medicare for all, but he said it should be like a crisis type Medicaid or something like that. Like everybody, if something dramatic happened to you, I guess, I'm not sure what he meant by it, you're covered. But as far as just general health care for all, he's like, you can't do it. A couple other things he said that might have stood out during the town hall meeting. He believes that, of course, President Trump's not tough enough on Russia, and Russia's the greatest threat. They're the greatest threat. It's not China, it's Russia, definitely. We all know Russia don't like us. And he says China is not an enemy, they're just a competitor. I don't believe that. I think if China could get us out of the way, they would. I think if China could reduce us to a third world country, they would. I think if China could eliminate the United States, they probably would. But so would Russia. There are any of the countries that are communist dictatorships, they don't like us. And don't be fooled. Just the difference between China and Russia is the Chinese are a little more polite and subtle. You know, they bow and stuff. Yeah, but at the end of the day, trust me, they're over in China probably saying, you know, first of all, the people in the West are lazy. They have no honor. They have no discipline. I'm quite sure they got some opinions about a lot of the people in the West. And we're gullible. We allow any and everybody to just come over here without vetting them. We want to be so much of a melting pot that we don't even know what's in the pot anymore. I mean, right now, everything's swimming around in the pot. And we like, what is this? You taste it and you don't know what it is. I don't know. It tastes a little paprika. I don't know. Is that a little garlic? I'm not sure at this point. It's so much. China, they don't seem to have that problem. Nobody's forcing China to integrate. They're not forcing China to take in refugees because China's not having it. China doesn't want to wonder who's in their country. I mean, it's pretty obvious in China if you're a black man walking around because everybody else has the same skin tone, same colored hair, everything. Yeah, they're sitting. I'm not talking about just the fact that, oh, well, you know, they're racist because they don't breed outside. No, what they are is smart enough to know that they try to keep their culture a certain way so they don't have to deal with the loony left like we're dealing with right now. And so when somebody's over in China, they don't have to wonder about how many illegal immigrants we got, because if you're not that same complexion with black hair, most likely you're not from China. You don't see a big influx of American citizens just moving over to China either. They like to keep it tight so they know who's coming and going. So trust me, I don't think the Chinese like us that much. And I think if they could get the jump up on us, they would. Absolutely. But rest assured, so would Russia. And then finally, one thing he said, illegal immigration. He recognizes that we have an illegal immigration problem, but he doesn't think that the solution is to, I guess, build a wall. He don't want to get into that right now, but it should be humane. Something like that. I mean, you know, we got to be humane the way we deal with the people down at the border. He claims he went down there and he saw people being locked up like concentration camps and kids being taken from their parents, and that's inhumane. And I just, that's unacceptable to me, because there's a point where you become so compassionate that you become also naive and vulnerable. Now, you know, during tough times, tough decisions got to be made. And being a president and having the responsibility of keeping the United States safe, there's no time for marshmallow type behavior. If these people are willing to break the law to get here, they have to also be willing to pay the consequences of breaking the law. Now, if you're going to apply that whole model that he's talking about, you got to apply across the board to American citizens that break the law too. Where's the compassion there? I mean, you know, most people who resort to a life of crime, it's because they want a better life. It's that simple. They just don't want to work for it. They don't want to do what all the other Americans have to do. Go to school, learn, have some incentive, have some drive, some dedication and discipline. They don't want to do that. Just like the illegal immigrants don't want to wait in line. They don't want to sit back and apply for citizenship and wait and all that stuff. They want to jump the line and come straight across the border and break the law. So they got to pay the consequence. I guarantee you, if you ask every bank robber, if you ask every thief, extortioner, any of that stuff, yeah, they're saying, you know what, I did that because I want a better life. Yeah, I took the goods and services because I want a better life. I just don't want to go through the process to get it the right way. So what is Howard talking about? Howie, bring it back together, okay? All right? Yeah, you was out there not sounding like Howard Schultz, but Howie Mandel, making me laugh at some of your policies and procedures. But the big deal is they think that he's going to divide or split the vote. And that's why the Democrats hate him, and they're going to be gunning. They're going to take his kneecaps out. But they better take note, because as bad as his policies are, if you're not really in tune with politics and you turn on the TV and you listen to people like, you know, Bernie and Alexandria Cortez and all those people, you at least conclude that at least this guy sounds like he has some sense. And then they're trying to, I heard Bernie Sanders today talking about, well, he's a billionaire and all of this stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, you're going to lose on that one if you're going to argue the fact that since he's a billionaire, he shouldn't run. Because, see, this guy represents everything that people in America should, you know, kind of want to achieve. I mean, he's brought up in New York. He's poor. He rose all the way to the top, and now he's a billionaire. What's the problem? I mean, I can see you making that argument about some of your people that's running, Beto O'Rourke, who's just privileged and all that stuff that y'all talk about, white privilege, and Bernie. Once you get into millions and the billions, you're all rich. So what are you talking about? You're over the millions, Bernie. So what are you talking about? Does that disqualify you? I'm just curious. And how did you get those millions? I mean, Schultz, at least you can trace it back to him building something as he went. Well, how did you get it? You're a public servant. Maybe we should see his taxes. Anyway, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. And check me out every Wednesday, 7:30, live on YouTube. Also, check me out in my radio blog talk show. Don't forget to check out Extreme Teas. You'll enjoy their products and services. If you click on something you like, just put my name in the promo code, Kevin. You'll get a 20% discount. If you want to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, there's a link in the bottom. Do that as well. And don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, and the notification button. And, oh, by the way, everybody is asking about my Jeep. If anybody wants to buy it, just let me know. I'll sell it to you for about, now, $3,500. Let it go. It's a little rust, but it's a real Jeep, the kind that, you know, it's supposed to go off-road, not the new modern ones. You might be riding in the Cadillac. Yeah, but this one right there, that's the real man Jeep, okay? So I'm probably going to let it go. And I better go ahead and get hold of Gizmo right now, because he went and dug up a fossil that he's carrying around in his mouth. Hey, Gizmo, what is that? Don't look that way. What is that? Bring me the elephant tusk. Bring the tusk. So disobedient. I only keep him around because he hates snowflakes. Anyway, God bless you. Catch me next time in Kevin's Corner.